I just cannot wrap my head around it. Like, that was crazy. Man, that was such a crazy show. Like, I just watched the ending and I don't understand what the point of it was. I mean, obviously, he was in the position, he switched positions from him and Martha. But what is the point of that? I mean, to finish it, it's like a good way to finish it, but the meaning behind it, what's the meaning behind it? Because I don't think it means that he became a stalker of the bartender guy, but what does it mean? And I guess, that last voicemail was really good because I feel like he kept going back and forth of hating her and knowing that she was like insane to feeling bad for her and feeling empathy for her as like a fellow human being. That last voicemail, I think, definitely put him on the edge of being like, this woman is only human. And of course, you know, he was talking about it before, like, the only reason he reported the message to police is because he couldn't handle the risk, but that doesn't mean he was hating her. He wasn't hating her. I think he hated her at various different times. But most of the time, he did not hate her, and definitely not at the end. I think he really just felt bad for her. So crazy, dude. Oh my god. I mean, that whole show. Oh my god. Oh, the entire thing was just crazy. I think it is a really good show. I think it could have been better, but it was not bad at all. Like, seriously. So, I think it's interesting when he was confessing everything at his comedy gig. And he was like, I loved hating myself more than I loved her. So I guess it shows that with like his like two experiences, you know, two, like, I guess, like, abused experience, like where he was abused, both with Darian and Martha. He stuck with them because I think maybe it was because they made him feel better about himself. And for some reason, people like Terry didn't help him. So, you know, one of the people I know was like, it was as much of his fault as it was Martha's that everything happened. Yeah, I think that's true. When I first heard them say that, I was like, are you kidding me? He was like abused. But I feel like he really did have like every chance. He just like wasn't facing reality, and he had every chance to get away from her or whatever. You know, like when he's the first time he went to the police and he was like, he didn't tell them everything that happened. He was just like, oh, it's the emails. Yeah, just the emails. Yeah, nothing else. So, gosh. The whole show, oh my god. I think they did a really good job of making you feel like really bad for him. I feel like they did a great job with that. I was like, for like 2/3 of the show, I was like, oh my god, Donnie, no! They did so good at making you feel bad for him. I find it really kind of cliche that he had the whole speech at the finals. Anyway, like, you know, a bunch of shows have that thing where the person has this really big, embarrassing speech in front of like a ton of people, and it's just really cringy. I just don't think that was a good part. Yeah, I mean, wow. There's like so much to talk about with that show. I mean, I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. When I first was like seeing it around Netflix, I was like, I was like, Baby Reindeer. That sounds like really stupid. What show is named Baby Reindeer? That sounds so ridiculous. I read the description after like a few times of seeing it, and I was like, okay, because I didn't have anything else really designated to watch. Yeah, I know it's really predictable to say this, but I like if I told, I don't know, it's just crazy that I never expected that much to happen in this show. Like, my god, like I thought it was gonna be like I don't know, a sort of decent true crime thing. I don't know, like Dahmer, that controversial show, which I did watch that, by the way. I mean, it was in some ways. There definitely is a relation, obviously, with the true story and everything. But like, it really surprised me, you know? Oh my gosh. So, oh, what was I talking about before? By the way, why did he go back to Darien at the end? like, I probably would have done the same thing too. To, like, if I was in his situation to, I don't know, like, confront him or something. But they, like, chatted. Like, why would you do that? Donnie. And then he was like, I'm sorry I disappeared. Why are you saying sorry? You literally confessed it, like, in to an audience of thousands, because it was uploaded on the internet, or I don't know if they have YouTube in their universe. But you're talking to him and acting like nothing happened, and it's like, why are you doing this to yourself? And then it's like, I guess the point is that he never, for this story, he never, like, recovered. When he said that he had an addiction to hating himself, and then, but even though he admitted that, and it's like, oh, he figured it all out, he's still the same by the end. So it is not one of those shows with, like, a happy ending or a slightly resolved ending. It's just so crazy, dude. So yeah, and then he accepted the job. If I was him, I feel like I probably also would have accepted the job, because, he gave up all the comedy stuff, which, by the way, why would you do that too, like, just like he said, it's only when you have everything in life that you realize that it's not for you. Well, I mean, fine, okay, comedy's not for you, I mean, you can't do anything about it. But as I was saying, so he accepted the job to work on Cottonmouth. Yes, that was a good choice, because he didn't really have any other opportunities, because he gave up the comedy thing. I mean, probably if he really wanted to, he could, like, beg for a job, or, like, call his previous contacts that had offered him stuff before. But it's not something that he wanted to do, so it would just be growing something that he didn't even want to do. So it would be better to change paths just completely. And I think he was good at writing, and he wanted to write, because he wrote Hangman Harry, yeah. So I think that showed that he had an interest in writing, not comedy skits, but like a story that could also be funny, but not like, stand-up jokes. So yeah, writing on Cottonmouth, I feel like that's a good path for him. But he could have just searched up for writing jobs, like, online, or asking people, doing interviews, and maybe he would have found out that Cottonmouth was doing a reboot anyway, and he wouldn't even have to talk to Darian. Well, actually, if he was, like, the original writer, then I guess he would be on the reboot. I don't really know that much about shows rebooting and writers and stuff. But still, he didn't have to. I'm so confused on why he went into his house and and talk to Darian. Why? Like, this is the dude who you said you hated. You wanted to chop his dick off or whatever you said. Like, why? Oh my god. I can't wait to go on YouTube and watch like a video essay on the show and take it all in and be like, wow, this person is really smart, and also this is so interesting. Because I don't think I am, I know enough about that stuff to, I don't know, dissect it. But I am just like astounded right now, so I'm like, I really want to talk about this. And by the way, I don't know, just like a fun tidbit. I was going to like record a video and then edit it or something and then put on YouTube. But when I'm recording myself, I feel awkward speaking. Yeah. So it's like I'm scared I'm just gonna be silent and I'm not gonna talk at all because I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, making a YouTube video on this random show? Like, why? Why would you embarrass yourself like that? I don't know. Streaming is just a tiny bit more easier, I guess, somehow. Which doesn't even make sense because you can't edit it or anything. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, I really relate to Donnie. I think he knows that he's fucked up and he's confused. He's like, why do I think like this? And I can relate to that. Yeah. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Why? I'm not going to turn this into personal, okay? I will not make this personal. Nope. Nope. This one spins, this one doesn't. But it's a heart rate. Very cool. And this is a moon and stars. I know, right? It's so cool. I feel so bad for Terry also because yeah, I think she's right. I think she saw how Donnie was. By the way, I can't believe that's his name. Like, it just sounds like such a stupid name, like Donnie. Like, I just don't see him as a Donnie. So, back to what I was talking about. I think she saw what I was just talking about, you know? Like, how he loves to, like, have attention, even if it's bad for him, and he knows it, but he keeps going back. She saw that, and she was like, I don't want to deal with it. Hi. Hello to, I don't know, awkwardness. Well, generally I'm good. Yeah, I would say I'm good, which is a rarity. So, have you watched Baby Reindeer? Man, such a crazy show. Crazy. What's that about? It's a show that just came out on Netflix, I think. I think only on Netflix. It must have come out like in the past few days. And of course, I watched all of it. I watched like half of it last night, staying up to 2 a.m. Then just finished it. Yeah. I don't even remember how long the episodes are, probably like 40 minutes, which is not that much. It's a 7-episode series. Are you fat phobic? What? Besides, well, I guess the show is like, she's basically the main character because of how much she's mentioned. It reminds me of when I'm trying not to think. Oh my god, what? What even is that question? Probably not. I mean, probably yeah, but not with our boy Donnie. No, because I think that one scene, you haven't seen it, but the one scene, I think it was just like a daydream or something. That scene really confused me, because I was like, what? He went to her house? Like, no way he actually went to her house. And then the following scenes, I was trying to piece together, like, if he actually did that or not, because he was acting all like, I don't remember exactly what he was saying, but it was sort of controversial. What? I don't want to watch this series. I recently watched the best TV series, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Okay, go off. Oh no. Oh no, it's lagging. Oh. I don't know how to fix that, so too bad. Yeah, I don't know how to fix that. Just gonna have to deal with it. I mean, I can restart the stream, but whoopsie daisy. Woo! How am I trolling you? How am I trolling you? How? Bro, you're the one who can, like, click off at any time. There's literally no way for me to troll you. Except make fun of your messages and your name, Alahanoid. Why are you not at school? I don't know. Maybe it's because it's the weekend? Maybe? I don't know. Wait, did I have school today? Oh my god, I think I missed school. Oh, fuck. I already have like a ton of absences, and oh my god, if I just miss Saturday school, I'm gonna get expelled. That is actually crazy. Bye. Little bitch. Go fuck yourself, racist. Bye. Kill yourself. And I'm not joking. Bye. Anyway. Back to talking about the show. My full stop word sentences. So, I was talking about Terry. My god, I feel so bad for her. She's been through so much with Donnie. First of all, with his lies about his name and his job. Honestly, I don't feel like that was that big of a deal. Like, it's just his name and his job. It's not like I don't know, something else more extreme. But still, it was like not a good thing to do to her. And then, I mean, obviously, it wasn't really his fault at the start. Because, I mean, he just felt bad for her. At the start, I don't think it was his fault. But over time, he didn't stop things. He had people like Terry telling him he needed to stop this and go to police, do something about it. But he didn't. So it ended up being his fault. But at the start, I mean, he was just unsuspecting. Obviously, she did get more erratic and, like he said, attached. But at the point when it was his fault, and he could have done something about it multiple times, that really, I feel like it really hurt Terry. Or it was just another thing she had to deal with being with him. She had to deal with him lying at the start, and then she had to deal with Martha. Even at the times where it wasn't his fault, it's still something she had to deal with. It's still an extra stressor. And then she had the attack. She had being afraid to go outside because Martha might be there. You know, gonna attack her again, or even just say something to her. It would still be like very aggressive, hostile, stress. What's the word? Stress. Like stress producing. I forget what the word is. But anyway, she had to deal with a lot with him. And by the end, he was just like sitting back, not doing anything about it. So I think it's good that at in the final episode where he, I don't know, is like walking around outside her place, and he sees her going out with another guy. That makes me happy because, like, she's started a new chapter. And she doesn't have to deal with Donnie anymore. And she doesn't have to deal with Martha, at least for the time that she's in jail. Because, well, she's in jail. So she can't do anything to Terry. When she gets out, she might still think, she might still be obsessed with Donnie, and she might be going back to try and hurt her or something. For the time being, she's found a new person, even without him. She has let go of the baggage that was Donnie. No more Donnie. It's all good for her. Okay, whoa, what? I did not know that. Wait, what? Wait, just... What? Since when does that do that? What? I had no idea. Wait. Oh my god. I did not know that was there. Yeah. All good without Donnie, our main boy. Yippee! Celebrate! Yeah. No more Donnie. Except for Donnie himself and his parents. And I think that would be really interesting if the meaning of that last scene with him and the bartender was actually him becoming the stalker. He sort of did it, even though it was just to protect himself. He did it at the beginning when he followed her home to see what the fuck life she lived outside of the pub and stuff. That would be really interesting. I need to search up, like, what is the story behind this? Because it's really crazy. Gad's fictionalized version of himself. Abduction. This article says, Netflix said that each and every email Donnie receives from Martha in the show is a verbatim message Gad received from his stalker, which I would have not expected that. I thought they would have made up emails to fit the plot of the show, to keep everything cohesive, but I guess they didn't. Oh my god. Dude, listen to this. The Daily Mail, in its infinite wisdom, thought it was a good idea to run an interview with this woman, who they don't name, in which she claims that by writing a show about her, Gad is now the stalker. Yes, it's intrusive, but it's not on the level of being a stalker or anything. Because he's just writing a show about his experience. And it's a very interesting story. So, no, he's not Gad, which is, I guess, the director or something. Why? The supposed real Martha alleges that he is now himself being... Oh, in which the journalist who conducted the interview with the supposed real Martha alleges that he is now himself being harassed by her with endless phone calls and abusive text messages. That is crazy. How would she have gotten his number? The Daily Mail should never have interviewed this woman, and should certainly not have allowed her to pose for photographs sitting at a bus stop like Martha does in the show. Which, oh my god, this is so funny. In parentheses, this person writes, which they decided not to publish. A late arriving bolt of common sense. Oh my god, they tried to figure out who Gad's abuser was. No way. One character. All this poor innocent guy was being accused of being the abuser in the show. Gotta put himself. Baby Reindeer's brilliance as a television program comes in part from its refusal to paint a simple picture of saintly wronged person and evil wrongdoer. This is what makes Baby Reindeer great drama. The complex ways that abuse tighten its grip around people's lives in different ways. Yeah, that is definitely one of the things about the show that I think is really great. It's definitely not a surface level story. No way. It is not a surface level story. It's very deep. How they then visit their trauma on those around them, grappling with that guilt on top of the pain of the abuse itself. Should people have to pretend their fictionalized accounts of real events from their lives are pure fiction? I would say no. Because it's their story, you know? Even if it ends up in the people getting harassed, it's like... Yes, harassing innocent people is not good. And there's not a great way to stop it if you're just putting out a show about the story and the people are like known people, you know, they're on the internet. But I feel like you should have the right to make a show about your life. I don't know. It's complicated. Maybe. Diluting. Broadly, that feels at a gut level like a bad thing. Diluting stories and the truth because we're unable to trust audiences to behave themselves. At worst, it could even be seen as veering towards asking victims not to speak out about what has happened to them. This sentence is really good. Perhaps Gad should have anonymized. Okay, whatever. Oh, hi. I did not know you were here. Hello. Crazy psycho. I'm a psycho daddy. Psycho, 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 blah, 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 psycho, 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 psycho daddy. So listen to this sentence. Perhaps Gad should have anonymized his story more, but at what point would anonymizing his account have meant telling a different story, a less real feeling one? I feel like you shouldn't have to lie about the story's events. I feel like you should be able to just tell it the way it happened, and you shouldn't have to make stuff up to protect people. They should be protected from innocent people being harassed. Thank you for that cute little emoticon. But you shouldn't be not allowed to tell your whole story in full, everything, like completely. You know, whenever I watch like a true story kind of thing, and you know, I know that it's some of the parts have been made up, or some of the events have been combined for the show, so it's more entertaining to watch and it's just better as a show. But the more you lean towards making it better, the more you lean away from the truth, and both are important. Anonymity? Protect a party from future harm. But if there's no chance of it, I think the whole truth should be told. I don't know. I feel like even if there is a chance for harm, they should be able to tell the truth. Maybe I'm not thinking about it right. And I also need to finally search up, how do you say anonymity? Anonymity. 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 Okay. The anonymity. Okay, I think I got it. Finally. A true crime story is just that, a story. True transparency should be conveyed in either a documentary or a journalistic report. Yeah, I think there's a point, like, the ethics of making an event that involves other people into a show, and what are the ethics of trying to make it entertaining? Like, what does that say? I'm trying to form words. Like, if you try to make a show entertaining, then does that mean you're not respecting the people that you talk about in it? To that question, I would say I wouldn't say anything, because I don't know, there's so many different sides. Like, oh my god, it's so hard to. know what's the right thing to do, and then that takes it to there is no right thing. It's all a gray area, and it's not black and white, it's just a gray area. And that's why we have all these different cultures, different governments, different systems around the world, and it should stay that way. Because it's variety. Everything's not just the same, and people have different views on stuff, and it doesn't mean that it's wrong at all. I just realized that in your first message he said baby deer. You missed a syllable. No offense, I'm not like the accuracy police. But I think my main stance is that even if it harms people, people should be allowed to just tell their story. Even if that means people get hurt. That's what I'm leaning towards. Like, I'm not fully there, but it's the side I'm leaning towards. Yeah. What? Wait, how's it go? Just squeeze me. Just squeeze me. Psycho. Psycho. Psycho today. Yeah. A true unbiased story is rare. Not ever really available to the public. Well, yeah, you're right. A true unbiased story. You're probably right. You're right. People are so greedy. They almost always have bad intentions. Even if they don't, the people they work with are gonna have, like, different thoughts about the project, the show, the whatever. But I think it's okay if you just have good intentions yourself. That's all that matters if you're asking, is it, like, okay or not? Yeah. So many things to talk about. Yeah, like, you know how with the Dahmer show, the show painted Dahmer as someone who wasn't really a villain, someone who was relatable, was misunderstood. I don't really remember exactly. I don't remember everything that happened in the show, but I think that's, like, the main things that were happening. And then all the victims' families of Dahmer were like, what is this? This guy killed my child, and you're making a show about him, being like, oh, he's just misunderstood. Yeah, I mean, who cares about the people? I mean, all that really matters is Dahmer and how people could have helped him, but they didn't. Now that, I have to say, talking about that situation is super fucked up. I think if it was... What? that is that is so funny. In weeb terminology, we all have a seed of darkness in us. Being the main protag means that we have to suppress it. True. The fuck was I talking about? Oh, right. So, I feel like if they just took Dahmer in real life as inspiration. Yeah. If they just took it as inspiration instead of making the event in, like, showing a different side of him that was disrespectful to the families. Like, they shouldn't have done that. Because it was disrespectful to the families. You know? I mean, he was a serial killer, for God's sakes. But if they took him as inspiration and just created a whole new story that was, like, say, about a serial killer who killed a bunch of people. I don't know. I don't even remember what the show was about. Like, what was the point of the show? Like, it wasn't even that good of a show. Dahmer show. Purpose. Like, what was the point of it? The show aims to tell a Dahmer story through the experience of his victims and shine a light on how the Milwaukee Police Department's failed. Dahmer's progression through his life, including moments of self-discovery. I mean, I guess... okay. I guess that is interesting, you know, what happened in his life. And maybe trying to make the viewer try to figure out why he became the way he was, and, you know, to make them think. I mean, I feel like that's, I don't know. I feel like that is, like, teetering on the edge. Dino-Nuggies. Yes, take me with you. Rawr. Anyway. Forget I did that. Okay, anyway. Roar XD. Oh gosh, I love that that word. Oh my god. Right, so if the show had just been about his life experiences and stuff, and trying to make... Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And trying to make the viewer try to make sense of why he was that way. then it still wouldn't be okay. I think the actual show went a little bit farther than that. It wasn't just about, oh, here's his life experiences. I think the tone of the show was trying to make you feel empathy for him. And that is definitely not okay. I mean, he's a serial killer. But anyway, if they just made a show, it could have been inspired by him, even. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because it makes it a lot less offensive if... One second. Hello, Matthew 07 2007. How was my day going? It's going pretty good. So what I was talking about before, how would I have made the ideal show? Viewpoint of the victims. I think that is a good idea. I think it would have been a lot better if they did it from the POV of the victims. Oh, really? Wait, where was it made in? The UK? More suspense than actual war. Oh wait, it was filmed in Scotland? I'm sure the typing's really loud, so I'm sorry about that. It says London and Edinburgh. It's spelled like you say, like Edinburgh. Fucking hell, dude, why do I have such trouble with pronouncing stuff? Oh, they're all Scottish. Okay. That's pretty cool. Edinburgh. Okay, thank you for that. So, suspense and actual horror. I feel like it would be a short... You wouldn't be able to go into a lot of depth with it because I don't know the timeline of like when he like met his victims versus to when he like killed them. I guess maybe it could be about I don't know how Dahmer was caught, but if he was caught because one of his victims got out, then it would be interesting if the movie was of the viewpoint of the victim who met him and they almost got killed by him, but they escaped from him or whatever. You thought it was about the animal? Oh no. Oh no. Wait. Oh no. Oh my god. That is so funny. That is so funny. Oh my god, you thought it was about the animal. Oh no, I'm so sorry. You should totally watch the show though. The show is really good. Much better than that piece of shit Dahmer. No. Although you might, because I think most of it is not falsified. It is mostly about what's his name? Gad. About Gad's experience with the abuser he had and the stalker. I don't think he changed that much about it, and as I said, all the emails were verbatim and stuff, and a bunch of it is not changed, which poses a risk to people who could be accused of being either the abuser or the stalker, if they're like innocent. Jesus Christ, dude. My entertainment is anime, K-dramas, and cartoons. I agree with you on one of those three. K-dramas I just can't get myself into. No. But that's cool. You should watch it though. Well, if that's what you usually watch, then this is like way different from that. Way different. But it is a really good show. Oh my god, what was I talking about? Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go back to when I was talking about your idea of like it being from the victim. So if the way he was caught is by somebody escaping from him, I think it would be long enough to make it into a show. But without that, it's just like meet him, go home with him, get killed. That's like too short to make an interesting story out of. But I think it would be fairly interesting if it was from someone who survived it. Just loaded up the first episode. I'll binge it tonight. Man, good luck. You have a you have a long journey ahead of you. It's really exciting though. And my headphones just turned off. I mean, I guess I don't even really need them. Like, why do I have them on? Why do I even have my headphones on? I'm not playing anything. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, dude. What am I doing? So, would it not be episodic? Yeah, but I feel like that's just kind of boring. To me, it would be like, oh, this person, he drugs and then kills him. Oh, this person, he doesn't drug. Isn't that interesting? I don't think I would, like watching that kind of thing. Yeah. I also usually have them on, but I'm not in a situation where I would need them because it's like pretty quiet. Yeah. If I was at like school or something, I'd be having my headphones every day. Anyway, so you asked, how would you have made an ideal show? The ideal show that hurts the least amount of people almost everyone would agree that it is respectful of the people involved and everything, and is as entertaining as it could be, right? That would be the ideal show. If we're talking about a show that is based on a criminal, if we're talking about making the ideal show of a show that is about a criminal who hurt a lot of people, right? Hello, Lucky. Are you a store? Are you a movie? So, a criminal who has hurt people. If the show it possibly being boring is what leads Bunny. You're absolutely right. But I feel like for some situations, there is a way you can tell it being respectful and also being entertaining. And to Lucky 76289, yes, I do. If it was a show or a movie about a criminal who didn't hurt anyone, and it was about their life story, I think that would always be okay. But if it's about a criminal that has hurt people, then there are people who have been hurt who need to be considered if you are making a show about a criminal. If the point of the show, that's why I think, wait, I have to go back all the way back to your other message. I think the main difference now is a true crime story is just that story. True transparency should be conveyed in either a documentary or journalistic report. That's why true crime differs between this and what I just said. Right. Oh. That's so nice of you. Aww. I don't know why they don't have it so you can just click on the message that was replied to and it takes you all the way back up there like Discord. Speaking of Discord. The main difference though is a true crime story. It's just that, a story. True transparency should be conveyed in either a documentary or a journalistic report. Yeah. What's weird? Look at my pen, by the way. It's a cat, and you click on its tail to the pen thingy. Yeah, I know, it's so cute. Oh my god, it matches my ring too. No way! 1 second. Oh, yeah. I think I accidentally just closed my computer all the way. Multicolored Pikachu pen? God damn it. Why you gotta upstage me like this? I don't have that many cool pens. I have my keyboard. Oh, did you see my... Wait, can you see that? Oh, yeah! I don't know how you saw that in like a second's time. Damn, okay. Hawkeyes. This is my keyboard. I love it. Thank you for saying you like it. It's different. Different thing. Different thing. Me likey. So cool. Kawaii. You have this. Yeah. That's that's so funny. By the way, I have to say I don't like this one very much. You want to know why? It's cuz it's like the colors all meshed together, and it's like I don't like the chaos of it. But anyway. You that? You that? No number pad? But why would I need a number pad? Yeah, yeah. It's a Sakura! Sakura! Yeah, and there's one here too. That's the ESC button. And I got it off Amazon. Let's see. Did I go through every... No, I didn't. You've did. Yeah. Key. Color. Pretty. I like it. Yeah. That one. Oh. That one. Ooh, spinny. Spinny color. Ooh. Ooh. How do you say? It's radial. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. I really love this keyboard so much. Extra key bindings? That is a good point. Like, imagine if I had a designated copy key, a designated paste key. The thing is, though, I don't need a keyboard for gaming because I don't have a PC. I have. Actually, can you guess what I have? Can you guess? Can you? No, I have one, but I'm not as low as that to use that. But it's still kind of pretty bad. It's the computer that has barely any games for it. It's like the No, I'll tell you. I have a MacBook. I have a MacBook. Yeah, not the best for gaming, you know? When I play Minecraft, it eats the fuck up. And it's like... No. I know. It's bad. It's bad. But I do have 3 consoles. I do have 3 consoles. I have an Xbox. Why am I bragging, dude? Well, anyway, I'll just tell you. I have an Xbox, a PlayStation, and a Switch. Damn. That would be pretty cool. Take my car. I couldn't do that to you, bro. That would be pretty cool. Building a a gaming PC though. Like, that really sounds like fun. I would just be like so scared of not building it in its most efficient state and like wasting the components by not allowing them to be at their full potential. I don't know. A few years ago, I actually did get a PC.